the biggest game, the biggest rivalry game with the most at stake. Friday night, Davidson Field, the 60th Battle of the Bay. It lived up to the hype in the first half, but in the second half, we saw the trajectory of Newport Harbor and CDM on display. Sailors' offensive woes came to the surface. CDM made halftime adjustments. It was 14-12 at halftime, and Corona Del Mar hung on to win 35-12. Here was the scene from Davidson Field after the Sea Kings won their 9th straight.
Well, definitely an exciting scene at Davidson, as we can see. I mean, we knew that this game was going to send somebody to the playoffs. We thought CDM was going either way, but we can't talk about enough how big the implications were. The stadium was packed, both sidelines were packed with alumni, and as we said, one team going to the playoffs for sure, the other team going home. So CDM, they earned that victory. Excellent halftime adjustments. I mean, we felt like the first quarter was enough for a full football game. We saw 4 or 5 different turnovers, takeaways from defenses. We saw sacks. We saw an onside kick that was recovered that led to 7 points for the Sea Kings. I mean, just an impressive display of football, and particularly from Corona Del Mar's offense. You know, early on, David Rasor, while he looked excellent, you look down at the stat sheet and you see that he had 4 interceptions. You know, you don't often have 4 picks but still have a good game, but it's a credit to Coach O'Shea drawing up different plays, staying confident, David Rasor not getting rattled, and Corona Del Mar, they went out and earned that victory.
Our reporter Chris Babona caught up with junior quarterback David Rasor after the game, talking about halftime adjustments.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first half was not our cleanest half of football. We know that. We didn't play like a quarter of what we know we could have played. We went in the locker room. We flushed everything, and we got going in the second half, and it was good.
Now, Howard, if your defense forces 5 turnovers in a half, 4 interceptions from David Rasor, and then 1 turnover on downs, and you only come away with 12 points, that's an indictment of the offense. That's a problem for Newport Harbor, not just in this game, which they lost. No postseason berth for the Sailors. That's been a problem for them all season.
Well, we knew at halftime when it was 14-12 and the Sailors were feeling great about themselves, we didn't want to be pessimistic, but it kind of felt like fool's gold in a sense because, like you said, 4 takeaways plus a turnover on downs, and that led to what? I think it was 2 field goals from the Sailors. So you just can't have that. It was an offense, though, that looked good at times. You know, A.J. Guitron-Moore, he had some reads against the zone defense of CDM that were absolutely excellent. He let Zach Zamora clear the linebackers and fit it into tight holes, hooked up with Cash and Hingham on a couple of good balls. So there were some things that looked good out of the Sailors, but ultimately, when you're stuck with 12 points, if you tell a team, hey, we're going to give you guys 5 turnovers, you're going to win the turnover battle, that's usually a recipe to win the game. But the fact that the Sailors couldn't score any points is certainly an indictment on what's going on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, Howard, as you said, Davidson was packed. We were there. Let's run our highlights. We were calling the game for the broadcast on TAR TV. Here's some highlights from the 60th Battle of the Bay.
3rd down and 6. Jacob Carlone showing pressure on the edge. Sailors bring pressure. Rasor hit as he throws. Jump ball. And it's intercepted. Andrew Chenier, the acrobat. Oh, my goodness. Rasor. Oh, Charlie Mannon all alone in the end zone. Touchdown, Sea Kings. Colin Penne, an onside kick. It goes 10 yards. It's recovered by Corona Del Mar.
What a bounce.
Oh, my goodness.
What a bounce.
Textbook. Guitron-Moore pressured. Throws. Caught by Lamarque. He's got a step. He's going for the end zone. Touchdown, Sailors. Josiah Lamarque.
Oh, my goodness. Josiah Lamarque is just different.
David Rasor taking chances. CDM taking chances. Going for it. Swing pass out of the backfield. Sanders, first down and more across the 20. Splits the defenders. One man to beat. And he beats them. Touchdown, Sea Kings. Oh, and Cole Clemmer, the center, waving goodbye to the home side here at Davidson.
Well, one of the big stories of the game was certainly the defensive line for both sides of the ball, for Corona Del Mar and for the Newport Harbor Sailors. I mean, starting with CDM, Charlie Mannon, he was a force to be reckoned with on offense and defense, but particularly on defense, getting to the quarterback. Dylan Wood had a big night, put a lot of pressure on Harbor, didn't really allow them to get the run game going with Peyton Irving, really clogged up the middle. Mason Kubicek had a good night. He was all over the field. So the defensive line and the linebacking core for Corona Del Mar really set the tone and made Harbor one-dimensional. I think it was 80% to 20% pass to run ratio for Harbor. You never want to be that one-dimensional. You're looking for a balanced offense. So that's a credit to CDM and what they did defensively.
Yeah, and it was a record-setting night in terms of 9 straight for Corona Del Mar. That is the new longest win streak in the series. You heard the kids saying 9-peat as they rushed the field at Davidson after the game. Tough loss for the Sailors, especially considering that means no postseason. They got 1 game left against Los Alamitos. So Newport, they drop to 3-6 on the year. Corona Del Mar moves to 7-2.